we're gonna go ahead and put the flat set in here, and then we did decide gonna put the other flat set. I'm gonna use that board that's laying there and just put some urine up on it. But right here, this set has caught multiple coyotes throughout the years, and they always keep coming up and using it even after we pull the trap. They keep on coming up here. You can see the scratching and actually digging that they still keep on doing over here. So yeah, we're just gonna throw the trap back in here and go for it again. I know there's an anchor already in there, but this trap already has another anchor hooked to it, and I'm not cutting that all out. That ground, I don't know if the phone's picking that up, but it sounds hollow. It's because there's a pipe going right underneath us there to the back. It's just as rocky and as hard as anything else. This whole property here is like that. There's nothing but stone because they've moved it around, dredging and everything over the years. So even when you go out in the fields located on this property, you only get about 6 inches, and then it's solid stone again. I guess while I'm making this set, because there's not much to explain here, I'd like to thank everyone for subscribing and following along. I know we don't put out a lot of content or nothing because it's mainly about making trapping products and trapping. I'm not looking to do anything else. And this year was a terrible year for the trapping products. I've actually stopped making them at the time. 1, mouth surgery slowed me down. 2, building a house. 3, the prices of steel do not make it worth it for me to even bother trying to make anything right now. I'm just not gonna make drivers and stuff, or drags and that, and try to sell them at a, in my opinion, a ridiculous price, because no matter how well it is, us trappers, we're gonna beat the crap out of it. So I don't think anyone wants to be paying $45, $50 for a chunk of 24-inch metal. I know I certainly don't. I don't even want to pay the price of the material to make it with what it's at right now. I'm hoping this anchor don't stick. I just noticed she has a lot of wax in her, but we'll go for it. That string is getting annoying. On these roadways, I don't think you really need to beat that shut. It's wedged between rocks and everything else. We did have to adjust the pan tension on this trap though, because it was way too light for the liking. Must have missed it in previous seasons, but I like a good bit of tension. Every bit of like 5 pounds in there. Trying to catch coyotes, not gray fox. So that trap's not gonna wobble that way, but it definitely is that way. Like I said, when you're on rocky areas like this, just use the rocks under there. That's not gonna get in them jaws or anything. It's not gonna hinder the trap performing. There's a gunshot there. Don't know if you heard that. It's, what season is it?
Muzzleloader.
Muzzleloader, yeah. We felt bad. We didn't know that they were going to be hunting here today. We went to go up on top where last year we got the coyote and red fox double, and then didn't get it on camera, but got 2 more coyotes up there later on in the week. And normally when we come over here trapping, they're not hunting, but yeah, felt bad about that, but some of them things you just can't anticipate. Now there we go. Look at that. That is solid. I mean, that's what you want. You want that trap so solid that it doesn't move. And you wouldn't think you'd be able to do that in these situations here with how rocky this is, but I mean, 90% of our lines like this where we live at and what we trap, it's always like gas well roads, logging roads. That stick method never works. I don't even know why I even did that. I should have just do it how I always do it, with the hands. Now I am using a lot more peat than I normally do. I'm using it just to fill the void for right now. We're gonna have a lot of nice weather, and then it's gonna turn to crap. So I'm just going ahead and just being pre-done in case nothing gets in this set within the next few days of having my peat already in that bed. You see, it doesn't really matter what I'm using for a coverall here because the trap is already bedded rock solid. I'm not depending on what I sift over to get this to bed back again. And I am just gonna come up here and scrape some of the road sand is what I like best in these spots. Less rocks in it. That don't scare nothing walking around here. These animals are so used to all this equipment and everything going on around here. And they're actually used to scratching this up already. That was pretty cool to see. May as well use this for this. I'm just gonna poke 2 little holes back here. And you can see that's every bit, well, that's a 16-inch right there. Right there is the middle of the pan. There's where I'm gonna be putting the urine and lure. And they'll be able to walk over here. I understand that. I'm gonna block that down in a different way. with just some more subtle like stones here and there. But I'm gonna put my urine up here, and I'm gonna poke the hole over here. It's gonna be pretty far distance, so it actually gets them to move their feet around and over here. There's the hole for the lure. Go ahead and put this stuff right here. And like I said, I'll just, not to try to crowd them up or nothing, but just try to I mean, I don't look like much, but the closer I keep them together, the more likely he's to come here through the little less rocky side. Stick his nose in that hole. We are gonna predator sauce. This lure actually worked really well for us last season. I'm just gonna dump a little in that hole. Not much, just a tiny bit. It's gonna be like 66 today. That's pretty warm for this time of year. So probably gonna avoid making sets with a bunch of baits and stuff, just a little bit of lure and some urine mainly. Right there. Now that set is a little unorthodox. I am completely well aware of that. Trap's really far back. It's out open, but I don't want it real close up here because of all this. Got a nice low spot there. I should probably try to carve some of that back and not make it such like a fishbowl. I don't really like that fishbowl look when I make sets. That's just my opinion, or just my preference, I guess. Like I try to get some of this knocked down a little bit, but you just gotta watch because there is a lot of hidden rocks in there that might be holding everything up. But there, that'll scrape down nice. Good enough. No use to sit there and just waste all that time trying to make the most perfect set. Them coyotes don't care. And when the sun comes out later today, that looks like real crappy, all wet. Very unnatural. When the sun comes out today and that sits all day long in that sun, it's gonna look like everything else around here. It'll dry out. Come over here, do a repeat. So I'm going to anticipate, and this side is probably the worst side to put a trap on. The wind is blowing this way, but they are walking right up through here. The tracks show it. They're going right up past this. Heck, one's probably already propped a leg and left some scent on this himself. But the other side, if they're walking down the tracks, that's going to blow the scent in their face. This set won't do that. The wind mainly blows this direction, so they won't even come up to this. They're not going to get it blown in their face, but the other set will definitely pick them up then. So this one's basically just trying to target their already path of travel, so they're going to walk by it and smell it, hopefully. And this is a little closer to this road than the tracks, so it's probably really rocky. I'm sure some people are watching and probably thinking like, what the heck do you guys do setting traps in that crap? But it works for us. It is, I know you want to try to get your sets in as quick as you can and all that stuff, but I mean, this is just plain and simply has worked for us over the years. We've been trapping this property
8 years?
Yeah, 8 years. Every year we pull coyotes off of it. And this property we also tag our bobcats on. 1 year I think we didn't tag a bobcat up here.
Yep.
The only year. That's because we got it up at another property. Not because we didn't catch and have to release one here. And everything here is that I'm showing is definitely probably not the way you want to try to trap. I mean, this, you try putting 40 sets in this type of crap all day long, it's not pleasant. It's wearing you out. Your equipment definitely don't like it if it ain't stout enough. And this is the saddest part about it is we'll reuse these anchors. We have a ton of them around here, like I said already, but you just beating that in there and then only get it 3 inches and realize you're on top of a giant stone underneath all this stone. Now it's just like, oh, I gotta dig that out and try to find another spot, and that's the only part that really stinks about trapping in this rocky stuff. But the bullets work good for this because I was going straight and you saw that immediately took a turn. It went around the rock now, so now I'm good. I know no matter if I don't get that any deeper, he's not going to pull that out of there because it's wedged between a rock and around it. A couple of taps normally frees that right up. I mean, that's what I'm not trying to like pitch out there that these are the world's greatest drivers, but for the price of most standard ones, that's just them 3 sets we've already put in with it. Which we should do that tomorrow. Grab a standard one, come up here, put a set in. We'll save 2 sets and we'll put a standard one in using a standard driver on this ground just to show what we're dealing with. And you will see there's a bunch of people that make these too, that make good drivers. There's a guy in New York, he makes drivers. I know another guy in PA who also makes drivers, and you are better off just to buy the, a little more expensive, but you can get out here and do this with it and not worry. And this is the driver I used all last season. The nut does take a beating regardless. I mean, you are really wailing on that. All I did was cut the nut off, put a new one on, and repainted it. That's it. That's all I did to this driver from last season. Same thing. Here's my Wolfang one from last season. We used a lot of Wolfangs last year because the different properties we were on didn't require using bullets. Over 50 sets put in. Nothing happened to that Wolfang driver. And again, all I did was replaced the nut on it and repainted it. So, I mean, it's worth it. Now, with the chained anchors, not really with the super stakes, but the wolf fangs, if you pre-drill that hole, you can be able to get a wolf fang in there, but beating it down through that really, really hard ground, it snaps that tab off. Make sure you really yank on that to make sure that that didn't crack that tab that your S-hook went through, because you wouldn't want that out on the line. Now this one's just brand new right out of the box. We literally just stuck the tag on it. And it is a stout trap. It's not even waxed. Like I said, literally, we just took it right out of the box and played with the pan tension a little bit and put a tag on it. A lot of people like mid swivels on their chains. I do. I like mid swivels too, but there's technically 1, 2, 3, 4 swiveling points there, you know. Now 6, yeah, obviously better, but that 4 is more than enough on a 24-hour check. Now this one I want to keep low. I do not want to try to have a bowl here whatsoever, because this was already real nice and flat up there with that other set. I don't know if the camera could point that out, but it was already real scratched up. Look at that. Sometimes that rocky ground just works out for you. I mean, that trap's already bedded solid in there. And that deep bowl under there, this peat moss works its way down in there and everything. That can handle some rain. A good night of it at least. It'll be under the trap, and plus with how rocky this is, the water drains anyways really good. It's not like it's gonna puddle up here. Oh, I'm just so glad to be back out here, outside, sticking my fingers in between 650s and Canine Extreme Jaws, making sets. I like making the sets, I think, more than I do coming back and pulling the coyotes out. Because other than just getting rid of the coyotes is a good thing. Ours up here in PA are not worth a darn, so I guess it's probably best to be having fun making the sets. I want some here. This is pretty nice dry sandy stuff here. Like I said before, that looks so unnatural, and I know a lot of people like get worried about that when they're making their sets too. But that sun, you can see it's already hitting it. That's gonna dry up today, and it's gonna be nice and blended in. Yeah, you might not catch something tonight if they come walking through here, because real fresh, earthy smell that you just exposed here, but next couple of days you'll get one. Just kind of trailing them in right there. I don't know why I got that back out. So this one, I'm just gonna squirt some urine up on this, right in this corner. That was a lot, actually, more than I wanted there. Got a little carried away, but that'll really soak into that piece of dry wood there, and that's all I'm gonna put there. It's just urine, no lure, no nothing. I just want him to come up here and smell that territorial response he'll get from that urine on there, and lift his leg to mark it on his own, and hopefully by then he's stepped on the pan, which is right there. And that's it for this spot. I got set over there, set right here. We're gonna move on, and we're finally gonna get into some softer dirt. There's a field down here that we're gonna go put a couple sets in the corner, and we'll be using wolf fangs. It's a little too soft. The super steaks kind of come right up out of it pretty good. So we'll see you down there.